Hey, welcome to my starter guide for Monster Train First Class, which just launched on Nintendo Switch. This video is sponsored by the publisher of the game. However, before this, I was already a big fan of Monster Train. I already thought it was one of the best card RPGs out there, so pretty easy gig to take on. So if you never heard of Monster Train, let me give you a super quick recap. It's a roguelike deck builder that takes place on 3 different planes. Planes of your train, you're also training your team of monsters, Monster Train. Pretty clever. And there's 6 different factions, they each have 2 different leaders. This comes with the Last Divinity DLC baked into the game, you don't have to buy that separate or anything. And there's just a ton of stuff to unlock in this game, like 125 artifacts. I don't have everything unlocked obviously in the Switch version, but I did play a lot of this on PC prior to this. There's also daily challenges, community challenges, and a 8-player multiplayer mode that's cross-play with Xbox, PC, and the rest of your Switch people. So if any or all that sounds like your kind of thing, I have a link down in the video description for the Switch version of the game. Now let's get into the gameplay. First off, you have to pick 2 clans because you get access to both of their cards. And there are 2 leaders for each. I'm going to actually go Shardtail Queen, I just unlocked her. And also I'm going to go the Awoken, kind of basic but really solid team synergy here at the start. Right here at the very start we get a free artifact and a free upgrade for our champion. This is going to really kind of set how your champion plays right here, and then you can build them out later. Between these 2 options, I don't really like killing off my imps, which is what the left option is going to be good at, and the right one, every time we summon someone, we're going to boost the damage of this unit, so I'm going to go with that option. Also get an artifact. Come on, something good. Your pyre starts with 15 armor. That's decent. At the start of battle, summon 4 random units from your deck on the middle floor. Whoa, that is incredibly good. Good start. Alright, first battle, there's a few options we have here. We can make it a little harder for 75 gold coins, gives every non-boss unit spikes 3, that's going to damage our units each time we attack them. And also you see it says threat level up there. I have 2 out of the possible, I think it's 4, but after you beat a run at least once, you have the option to make the game more difficult, but you get increased, more upgrades, more artifacts. It's kind of a risk-reward element, so that's what threat level is. So here at the start of the battle, we get those free units right there in the middle row. Pretty useful. Don't have to worry about really putting anybody up there for right now. Here's our clan leader. Gonna put her down here and watch her attack damage. She starts at 10, but every time we summon somebody, that's gonna get boosted up. So now she does permanently 20 damage. Dealing pretty good damage there on the bottom floor. Gonna take this boss down right on the first layer. You're dead. So after each battle, then you have 2 different paths you can take, and they each have different shops or places you can upgrade things. On the left, we have the Merchant of Magic. That's going to be able to upgrade your spell cards, a Hellhorn banner, which gives you another Hellhorn unit to your army. But then on the right, we have the Pyre Remains, which is going to heal our Pyre. You can see on the top left, I'm at 44. I already took some damage, sadly. But also the Hell Vent. That's probably my favorite place to go because you can duplicate any champion or any unit you have, and this includes the upgrades you already have on him. So this guy, I already have 2 upgrades on him. I'm gonna duplicate him, and then I have 2 of that pretty beefy early game unit. With our leader here that does have that rally skill I talked about earlier, make sure you're placing them first before you start putting down anyone else so you're getting that attack damage bonus. Alright, once you get to this final wave with the boss, they're just going to keep taking down any lane they get to, and they're going to freeze it over, so you can't play down here anymore. And it's pretty much our last stand is right here before they get up to the pyre. Now, if they do get up to the pyre, it can deal damage. As you can see, our pyre deals 20 damage, but we have 64 health, so you ideally don't want them to get up here. But our little entourage here will be able to take down the boss right at the last second here. Let's see him do it. You got this. You got this. They got this. See ya. Alright, so we have an artifact choice here. 25 chance to deal 5 damage when an enemy unit enters your train. 5 damage isn't much. Or when a friendly unit is healed, deal damage to the front enemy unit equal to the amount healed. That's actually pretty good. Let's go with that. Now, do I want to take on this trial? You get a random new artifact, and I usually try to seek out artifacts whenever I can. Non-boss enemies get multi-strike. That means they can hit double. Ooh, that's going to be tough. Let's go for it. You only video game live once in roguelikes. Now, there are some times I like to sacrifice imps when it's necessary. For example, our front unit's going to die right here. And this imp only deals 1 damage each turn, but they do deal 10 damage when they're summoned. So we're going to actually use him to body block, and that will save the unit behind. Alright, final wave. Look at our leader, 115 damage and attack. We're going to actually take them out. We don't have to do anything. End turn. We're that confident. Alright, good stuff. Got a good build going so far. Alright, here we got a decent amount of money, so I want to go over to the Merchant of Steel so we can upgrade some of our units. Now this one here on the right, Large Stone, it gives us plus 15 attack, plus 40 health, but it makes that unit take up 1 extra capacity. So that's kind of the risk of taking this on. I usually go for it though. There's some good tanking going on by that unit for sure. Now, if you want kind of like a preview of what to expect later in your run, you can use the right stick. You can see the remaining, there's the end of our run. You can also press R, and you can see the route you have taken so far, all the options you've made. So you can kind of, once you know what you're doing, you can maybe plan ahead a little bit. This also shows you which bosses you'll be coming across as well. Here we're at the artifact shop, and there's some really good ones here. Your pirate gets 40 plus health, and also units get an extra upgrade slot. Those are 2 really good ones. I'm glad I had the money. Last month I was on a bunch of flights, and I really wish I had this on Switch for those flights. This seems like the ideal plane game for sure. Now I have it. For future travels, I have it. This boss has given us some of these nasty cards that we need to purge. If you don't play these, your pyre will just take instantly 3 damage. So let's go ahead and get those out of here. No thank you, sir. Down to 801. Oh man, this is not looking good. Not looking good at all. Now we cross our fingers and see if our pyre can do it. Oh, it's gonna be close. No. And we died. So we didn't make it, but we did get some new stuff. New cards. Ooh. New champion. Sweet. Alright, new run. Let's try out that new unit we just got. And also, let's go with the Stygian Guard as our secondary. So the Stygian Guard faction, which is my secondary faction, they're more focused on spell damage. Like this unit here, if you place them down, you get plus 10 magic power on that floor for any spells you place. They also deal a lot of frostbite, which deals damage, kind of like a bleed effect every turn. Also, a lot of their units come with incant on them, so every time you cast a spell, it'll trigger this effect. For this guy, it'll apply 3 armor every time you cast a spell. For this unit, it'll give them plus 2 attack and plus 2 health every time you cast a spell. So if you're placing them early in the round and casting a lot of spells, this unit can actually get pretty powerful, so we're going to go with the Siren. Also with this faction, since you're going to have units that inflict that frostbite, you tend to want to put them towards the lower tiers, like keep them on the lower floor, maybe the middle floor, because you want those stacks of frostbite working for you longer periods of time. If you put them at the top, it's not going to do a whole lot of degen. So I've made my middle floor kind of my spell casting floor. I put my Siren up there, who's going to get improved stats every time you cast a spell. I put my little Mollusk Mage up there that's going to increase my magic power on that floor, so I'm going to try to play most of my spell cards there in the middle floor. There, you see that frostbite doing work in between each combat round. That actually took a big chunk out of his health. that seems like a good spot to wrap this up. That was Monster Train First Class on Nintendo Switch. Use that link I have in the description if it looks like your kind of thing. Big thanks to the publisher for sponsoring this video, and a extra special thanks to you for actually watching the video. As always, this has been Alex, and I'll see you next time.